guys, I'm joining you today with a pretty unfinished face for me. I have no brows, cheeks, or lips on right now. Well, I mean, I have all those things, I just don't have product on those places, you know what I mean. And that's because those are all coming from this new range, like kind of subline that Tarte has put out called Busy Gal. So it's a brow product, a cheek color, and a lip color. And I'm here today to try these things on for you and give you my review. I've been playing with these for a while and I've definitely formed an opinion, so I thought, hey, let's do this. This is the kind of concept that does appeal to me. User-friendly, easy to put on products, quick to apply products. It's an idea that could definitely capture me. But are these specific products where it's at? That's what we're gonna answer today. And I'll let you know what's already on my face. So I've put on my foundation and concealer. Today I'm wearing this Wander Nude Illusion foundation. This might be one of the most hydrating foundations I have. I spent yesterday evening outside at the local splash park so I can use that hydration. Also my Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer on the under eye area. I set that with my e.l.f. Translucent Pressed Powder. Trying this Sugar Rush bronzer from Tarte's line called Sun and Fun Baked Bronzer. So that worked well enough. I've got it kind of on the forehead and cheekbone area. And then from Makeup Obsession, this is sort of a spin-off brand of Makeup Revolution that's gonna be in Target stores. I'm wearing this Be in Love With palette. And then I finished the eyes off with some IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. So this is our starting point. I mean, obviously if I weren't doing a video specifically devoted to this stuff, I would work the Busy Gal products more into my routine rather than save them all till the end. But I thought that might be the most efficient way to go in this video since we're talking about busy gals or busy guys. Okay, let's first talk about the brow product. This is called Busy Gal Brows. I know it comes in a range of colors and two were sent to me, and I think the most workable one for me is probably the black brown. This ends up being one of those micro brow brush products. The brush here, I'm not sure if you can even see in the close-up, is only like that long. It's only taking up a small part of the tip, and they're claiming that this can define the brows, it can fill them in, and it will provide some color and hold. Personally, I don't feel like this holds as well as a drugstore product that's very similar to this from L'Oreal called the Brow Stylist Boost and Set. You've seen me use that a lot on my channel. It's one of these really, really fine brush brow products. And a way I would even use that one would be to kind of finish things off, add that little evenness of tint and hold after I've already maybe used a pencil to fill in. Well, here I haven't used anything and I'm gonna really try to hold this to the one and done, like this is all you need concept, right? So I'm gonna start by just kind of going through my brows a little bit and letting them pick up some of that color. I noticed on the website one word of advice they had for bold brows. They said sweep back through your brows this way, which feels kind of funny to me. My brows are crazy. And then kind of go back the normal way, laying things down. Also, sometimes with these itty bitty brushes, you can use the ultimate tip of the brush to really pinpointedly define some areas. And this can do that. And I do like the fact that even when this was brand new to me, it wasn't coming out of the tube with too much goop on it. So that was good to see, because if you're gonna have to spend time cleaning off your brush, that does slow you down in the process. This does provide some hold to the brows, but I don't feel like it's the hardest hold that I've ever used. And you guys know, you could see when I started, I have a decent amount of existing brow. This might be a lot more difficult for someone who has hardly anything in their brows to try to create everything just from this, you know what I'm saying? So I understand that. But I do feel like I was able to get definitely an acceptable brow out of this. I was able to use that tip to really fill in some places where I would have used a pencil, you know? And I'm happy enough with the finished look. I would like a little more hold out of it though. So we're gonna go on and finish this side. I feel like I'm struggling a little bit simply because I'm not getting quite the precision I'm used to, you know, from filling in with a pencil or a pomade. I've been using that Tattoo Studio pomade quite a bit lately. And going from applying with a little precise angled brush to now trying to fill in with the tip of this little wand is kind of tricky. I'm gonna take this little bear wand through this because I don't feel like I got it super even on this side. For me, I think my conclusion here is that yes, it's possible to fill in your brows with this and this alone. It might feel a little awkward if you are really used to other methods. It could be a nice just finishing touch to something else, but that does sort of take away the whole convenience claim with this product. But realistically, if this concept really appealed to me and it was something I wanted to try, I would spend less and get the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Boost and Set, which I do think holds even better, and just see what I think on that level. And then you wouldn't be out quite as much money. I've got two Busy Gal blushes here, and they're both stick cream products. If you do a little digging on their website, they will also say this can multitask on the lips as well. We're gonna try that today. One is in the shade Mood, and it's got this kind of golden peach shimmer to it, and then the one called Break Time is a little more rich with color, I would say, not quite as much shimmer in it. We're gonna try the shade Break Time, and I'm going to just pop this on, blend it in with my fingers, try to use it in the very low maintenance way that I think it's designed to be used. And I do find these to be easy to blend in. They're definitely simple to work with. But if you're asking me honestly, like, what is the easiest way to apply blush? To me, I might say that it's actually just as easy, if not easier, for me to sweep on some powder blush than have to blend out a cream and sometimes wonder, am I applying too much pressure? Am I messing with the coverage level of the foundation underneath? Like, it's not a completely foolproof idea just because it comes in a stick format. Another way I have put this on is swipe it on and then blend it out with a synthetic brush. That does work nicely as well, but as you could see, I was able to put this on and very quickly blend it out with my fingers. And I like this shade a little bit more, this one called Break Time, just because I feel like there's a bit more color infused in it. I'll swatch them both on my hand. So this was the shade I put on. This is our other option, which let's go ahead and maybe just get a little bit off on my finger here. And maybe let this be a little bit of extra glow, this other shade on top. Mood, the more shimmery one, I think you're gonna have to watch this a little bit more given its texture if you are gonna apply it a little higher on the cheek like I am. It may not end up being the most flattering, getting close to any like fine lines around the eye area. And to me, just used on its own, it doesn't have quite as satisfying of a blush effect as this other one does. These are not a stick, by the way, that I would call cream to powder. A lot of blush sticks tend to go that direction, and that quality about them can make them very easy to blend on the skin. This just still stays creamy, and that's okay with me because it's still easy enough to blend out. You know, it's not too thick, it's not too dry. Now we're gonna apply a little bit of this shade called Break Time to the lips, because that's what they said you could do. And I'm not in love with this concept. I feel like while there is more moisture in this stick than a standard cream to powder product, like I just got done explaining, it's still drier than most any lipstick you would try to put on. That was kind of their last claim listed on a little bullet point section of claims, and yeah, I don't love that on the lips. But speaking of lips, we are moving on to the lip products now. And what we have are 6 different tube style glosses. Now these are just squeezy tube glosses. I've said before, this is really personal preference, but I don't love a squeezy tube gloss. Like, I've always been one who, like, if I'm gonna use one, I'll squeeze a little bit out on my finger because sometimes I feel like the direct application to the lips makes it sort of mush around and you end up with this messy, just plasticky applicator, and what do you do with it? It feels very old school to me, like 90s and early 2000s to have this, and I don't think it really makes life much easier than using a doe foot applicator. It takes 2 hands anyway to twist this thing off, so you might as well just yoink. Is my take. Now I will use a squeezy tube product if I think the color is outstanding or I absolutely love the feel. You know, ColourPop put out a line of squeeze tube glosses and they felt cooling on the lips, and I don't know, I was really attracted to that formula. These, there's really 1, maybe 2 shades that I'm definitely into, and I think I'll apply those both first for you and then just run you through the other shades in a quick try on. But my favorite shade is called Do It All. This is the one where I'm kind of like, man, I might make an exception and actually like use this one, because look, it's really pretty from a like looking natural perspective and having a lot of shine, but it's got a microfine shimmer in it as well that really catches the light. Like the shine is intensified so much because it has this micro sparkle in it, and it kind of makes me think of a Your Lips but way more glam kind of look. How do we think about like seeing that and then the whole finished look of the face? Like, does it seem like enough to you? Would you want more color on the lips? I could see this being kind of a hard shade to screw up, and it's not offering a lot of color to the lips, so it's more about the finish and the shine. So that one that I just put on is the color called Do It All, but I think the one that does pack probably the most color punch is called Run This Town, and it's this rich coral shade, and I'll just pop this on for you. Loads of shine with all these, that's very consistent, but I can really see the peachy coral color. That being said, it's still relatively subtle if you think about the effect you would get from a lipstick or maybe other super opaque glosses or lip lacquer type formulas. You know, it's still kind of soft, but that would have to be the most intense shade color-wise from this line. Now, just to take you through the other shades, Work Wife is the only non-shimmer color here. It's just kind of a clear gel. It looks light pink, but basically comes off like a clear gloss on the lips. 9 to 5 is a very soft, peachy nude with a little bit of shimmer in it. I feel like I'm still seeing a lot of my natural lip color through this shade, but it does kind of lighten things up and make it a bit more toward the nude side. The color called Coffee Break is, I think, really similar to the exact formula and shimmer concentration of the corally shade called Run This Town, the second one I put on, but it's a bit more of a brownish nude. Again, everything in this line has an element of sheerness to it, but this one you might notice is slightly more opaque than the last couple I've put on. And then finally we have the color called Boss, and this, you have to be looking up kind of closely at it to appreciate all the gold shimmer in this shade. From a distance, I don't think you get that much showing through. This might complement some different colors that you might layer it on top of more, but just on top of the lips, I'm not in love with this look. I think in terms of the whole busy gal theme, it kind of makes me wonder, like, this color doesn't look super like pulled together and ultra finished, you know what I mean? So as my favorite shade, I'm gonna pop back on this color called Do It All. I just felt like this one had the most brilliant look on the lips, but overall, like I said, this format for a gloss for me does not totally wow me. All these shades are pretty sheer, and the squeeze tube is always going to be cute, and it's always going to make people, I think of something somewhat more low maintenance than a doe foot applicator, but yet is it really that much easier? Practically speaking, I don't think it is. And I think I would have been more interested in like these blush sticks being more of a legit multitasker with lip and cheek, or maybe like a really moisturizing tinted balm that also provided a lot of color. That might have been a nice way to go on the lips. I think many people find balms to be very quick and approachable, you know, probably even more so than the squeeze tube glosses. But that's everything from this line, guys. And I do think, just talking about the addition of those products on my face from where we started, I think they definitely all improved things, right? I mean, I look better with my brows done, my blush on, and a lip product on for sure. Are these certain things essentials? Like I said, the Busy Gal brows, there are products on the market with very, very fine brushes at lower price points. If you've never tried something like that before, that might be a good way to experiment. This can work, especially if you've got quite a bit of existing brow hair there, and I think the hold could be a little bit better, but might be plenty for some people. But I do walk away from my makeup desk today thinking that I've got an acceptable brow to go out in public with, so that's fine. I'm just not really jumping up and down. Probably my favorite thing in this little bundle of products might be the blush stick called Break Time. Even though it didn't really feel the best when I tried to multitask with it on my lips, I do find it to be a very pretty blush color. I think it would work on a lot of people, and it was definitely easy to just pop it on and blend it in with my fingers, or a brush if you like to do it that way. And the finish on the skin is pretty. I'm not wearing any additional highlight today, and I just have a nice glow. The other shade called Mood is even more glowy, and I don't think it's quite as good blush-wise, and it might accentuate some problem areas on your skin a bit more, but Break Time, really like that, and I see that as a product that I will probably continue to use quite a bit from this line. And the lip glosses, like I just got done saying, I think there could have been a better way to go about the lip product in this line. A tinted lip balm balm I think could have been really fun, but I do like the color called Do It All because it gives my lips so much brilliant shine and the micro fine sparkle in it, which you get up close to my lips and nobody's gonna be like, oh, nice glitter today. But that teeny tiny shimmer like really makes the shine pop, and I think this would be a good friend to a lot of different lip products layered on top. Overall, Tarte, I think convenience-oriented makeup, non-fussy, easy to put on products. I think that's a great avenue to explore makeup-wise with your brand. I would love to see this line expanded and added to with maybe a coverage product, maybe a tinted lip balm, or some sort of very user-friendly eyeshadow product. I think they've got a good starting point, and I do think it's a good overall idea. I would love to hear your feedback in the comments section. If you've tried any of this, what do you think about the theory and the concept behind this line? Let me know in the comments section, and I will talk to you all again very soon. Bye!